Hello everybody, welcome back to my travel channel. So today we're going to be exploring Yarmouth, which is one of the main ferry ports for the Isle of Wight. It connects Lymington in the New Forest to Yarmouth. And this was the port that we entered on, so I'm going to show you some of the ferry footage. I also want to let you know that I have visited Yarmouth twice in the last couple of years, so I decided to include a little bit of the old footage just so that you could see some of the things that have come and gone in Yarmouth and the difference between visiting on a cold winter day and a warmer summer's day. There is quite a difference. It's actually quite scary to see my old footage and just how bad and shaky it was. It really shows me how much I've improved over the last couple of years and how much I will improve over the next 2 years. But anyway, so this journey takes around 40 minutes and it's actually one of the most scenic ferry routes in the UK. You pass Hurst Castle, the Solent, salt marshes, as well as the New Forest coastline. As you can see, the ferry is quite well stocked up as well. It's got a cafe, lots of nice indoor seating, and you get to experience some of these beautiful views. As you can see, we're coming into port now and we're entering by the George and the castle in Yarmouth. As you enter, there's this fudge shop where you can actually see them make the fudge by hand and cut the fudge in the corner of the shop. I don't like sweet things, but my friend got herself a couple of flavours of fudge from here.
What flavour are you?
I'm between the chocolate orange and the Baileys.
Well, the chocolate orange and the Baileys. Yeah. On the beach, actually, for you to try.
Yarmouth is one of the oldest and most charming towns on the Isle of Wight. The town is very small, but that's part of its charm. It has a population of only around 1,000 people, and the vibe here is very relaxed. It's got a maritime feel about it, as well as a historic vibe. You can stroll along the waterfront, grab a coffee, browse some quirky local shops, and watch the boats glide in from the Terrace Cafe, which I'll show you in a bit. You will feel like time has slowed down here just a little, but despite its size, Yarmouth has a surprisingly good mix of independent shops, galleries, cafes, and places to eat. So you'll always find something to do here. And it's also got the buzz of people coming and going on the ferry, which gives it a little bit more of an exciting element. The town also hosts events like Yarmouth Carnival and seasonal markets, which also bring a friendly community atmosphere to the town. It's probably the place I would actually live if I was to live on the Isle of Wight. I just think it has a really nice balance of things to do, places to sit and eat and drink, as well as not being too touristy. I think this area in particular, you can see a really stark contrast between the winter and the summer. Just with lots more things outside in the summer and tables outside. This is the UK generally though. The winter is a little bit bleak here and you don't really want to be doing too much outside, especially if you're not moving around. It's also sad to see that the number one coffee shop didn't make it and something else seems to have come and filled its place. I do have a feeling it might be the case in Yarmouth that a lot of these smaller shops and cafes do tend to come and go. That is the case a lot in the UK these days. They find it difficult to survive quite often. There's definitely some bigger buildings here and bigger cafes and bars that have been around for a long time, however, in Yarmouth. So they seem to get well supported. In the heart of the town stands St James's Church, which is a beautiful and surprisingly atmospheric building. The church dates back to the 12th century, although much of what you see today was rebuilt in the 17th and 19th centuries. One of its most interesting features is the monument to Sir Robert Holmes. He was a 17th century governor of the Isle of Wight. He was famous for his naval adventures and his role in capturing a Dutch ship whose figurehead is said to resemble Charles II. The church has a calm, peaceful feel, and it's well worth stepping inside and taking a look around. This is Bankhouse Emporium, and I absolutely loved this antique shop. It was so quirky, and the people that worked there were also super nice and helpful. Unfortunately, this was some of my old footage and it's really bad and shaky, but you can see some of the amazing artifacts that they have in here. They actually had 2 original Egyptian little baby mummy figurines that they put in the tombs, and just so many interesting things. Honestly, I ended up buying an original antique telescope from here so I could have a look at the stars.
Yeah, 40 for you guys, yeah. It's only just come in, but it's a nice example. Plus,
Does it work?
it does work, yes.
Really?
It does work.
Can you see aliens?
I wish.
Not really dad's
Well, I do see my dad all the time for it, don't I? So, no. But, no, it's...
I like it.
It's
I
just...
hope-
Have you got... No, don't worry about it. I'll just use some more right there.
Here we are at Gossip's Cafe, which was established in 1992. It's a family-run cafe, and it actually won an award for Breakfast of the Year. We didn't eat in here, but if you've tried a breakfast in here and you think it really is Breakfast of the Year for the Isle of Wight, then let me know in the comments. So the Gossip's Cafe is also right next to Yarmouth Pier, which you can see here to the right. Yarmouth Pier is one of only 4 piers remaining on the Isle of Wight. It was originally opened in 1876, and it's actually the longest wooden pier in England that is still open to the public today. If you look down at the floor, you will very clearly see lots of names here, and this is because every plank is sponsored by donors and their names are carved into the wood. The pier costs £1 to enter, as you could see by the sign, and they do claim that they have CCTV footage if you don't pay to enter. I don't know how much they actually would follow that up. And you can no longer use the excuse that you don't have the cash on you because they now take credit card to allow you to pay your £1 to enter the pier. Walking down the pier gives you an unbeatable view of the Solent, the castle and the harbour mouth. It's an absolutely gorgeous spot as well to take in a sunset view if you come on a sunny evening. The George is also another really vibey spot in Yarmouth. In the summer, they often have barbecues and different events out here, and it just has unbeatable views of the sea, and you can see all the ferries coming in and leaving as well. This is a fabulous spot that really adds to Yarmouth's charm. One of the star attractions here is Yarmouth Castle, which unfortunately I did not get time to visit. There's so much to do on the Isle of Wight, it's simply impossible to do it all in a few days. So this will have to be a to be continued video and series on the Isle of Wight. 1547, under the orders of Henry VIII, as part of his chain of coastal defences. It's a small Tudor fort, almost like a pocket-sized little castle, but it did play an important role in protecting the Solent from invasion. Inside the castle, if you do go, you'll find exhibits explaining how the fort worked, the gun platforms, and you'll get some of the best sea views in the town. It's definitely a must-see if you have a bit more time here to explore. And then we're going to round off with the terrace, which was my favourite find for coffee in Yarmouth and possibly on the whole of the Isle of Wight. I got so addicted to it that I didn't actually go anywhere else in Yarmouth for coffee. I came here multiple times and it was just so beautiful to enjoy these heated pods and blankets on a colder, chillier evening and overlooking the sea and all the cars coming on and off the ferries. And then we also came back and got to experience it on a super sunny afternoon where it turns into a lovely sun trap where you can sit back, relax, enjoy the rays with a cup of coffee or tea or whatever you like to drink. I also like the fact it was open till late for all you late risers like me that don't get into your day until a bit later and you finish a bit later. It's a real treat to have a coffee place that's open past 5, 6 these days. So Yarmouth may be small, but it's packed with character, history and coastal charm. From Tudor forts to tranquil nature walks and a welcoming, bustling high street. This is one of the Isle of Wight's real gems to visit. If you enjoyed this tour, hit like, subscribe and let me know in the comments what part of the Isle of Wight you would like to see if I come back another time. So thank you for watching everybody and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.